High above the clouds, a red dragon sliced through the wind, his massive wings beating with rhythmic power. Beside him flew his companion, a black dragon, silent and watchful. The red dragon turned his head slightly, his voice booming like distant thunder. "Darkness will transcend space and time," he declared. "It will devour everything. This mortal is our last hope." With a powerful surge, he veered ahead. "Follow me," he roared. "I said this is our last hope." The black dragon hesitated for only a moment, his golden eyes narrowing as he kept pace. His voice came low and grim, carried by the wind. "Are we truly entrusting the fate of the dragon race to a mortal?" Far below, nestled in a vast valley surrounded by ancient trees, the city of Windleaf shimmered beneath the clouds. In the heart of the city, 3 travelers stood at the gates, weary from a long and perilous journey. The leader of the group stepped forward, his voice filled with equal parts relief and pride. "Finally," he said, "it wasn't easy, but we've made it." Windleaf, the heart of the realm. The boy with glasses grinned at his companions, adjusting his frames. "Yeah, besides Xiao, we gotta be the first players to reach Windleaf main city." His excitement was contagious. One of the others nodded eagerly. "That's right, we actually made it." But before their excitement could settle, the sky above them darkened. A shadow passed over the city. Gasps and screams followed. People began to scatter in panic as the immense form of a dragon descended from the clouds, its wings blocking the sun. But a voice cried out from the crowd. "Help! Someone help!" The boy with glasses looked up, mouth agape. "Is it a giant dragon?" The dragon wasn't alone. Clutched tightly in its massive claw was a figure, flailing, shouting, caught in terror. "Someone save me!" the captive screamed. "The judgment dragon is capturing people." That voice, it was unmistakable. Their eyes widened. It was him. Clutched in the dragon's grasp, the protagonist panicked. His voice cracked as he yelled again, but a second, smaller voice snapped at him. "Stop yelling!" croaked a red frog perched awkwardly near him. "Do you think anyone's strong enough to save you?" Despite the brave words, the frog was trembling even more than the boy. Together, the 2 dragons, one red and one black, swept away from the city, disappearing into the clouds with terrifying speed. Down below, the group stared upward, dumbfounded. "I've never seen such a huge dragon before," one whispered. Then the boy with yellow hair squinted, jaw-dropping. "Is that Xiao? That's impossible." Their leader stepped forward, voice tense with confusion. "And the dragon seems to be carrying someone." He began to walk ahead, eyes still fixed on the sky. "Even if you reach level 100, there's no way you'd be involved with a dragon of this caliber." The yellow-haired boy turned, visibly shaken. "Boss, what should we do? Do we follow it?" The leader didn't miss a beat. "Follow what?" "That's the judgment dragon. One sneeze from it and we're all gone." Later, in the game's global chat, messages exploded across the screen. Breaking news: a dragon boss has appeared outside Windleaf City. An unlucky player was captured. Shocking. Top player Ching Feng Suiju hints the captured player might be Night God. Discussion thread. What does being caught by a dragon mean? Here's what ordinary players, leaderboard veterans, and top-ranked guilds are saying. Back in Windleaf, on a busy street corner, a man nearly dropped his drink. "Did you hear? Xiao was caught by 2 dragons." Another man choked on his food. "What? Really? I haven't even seen a dragon yet." A third piped in from the next table over. "So, night gods already dealing with dragons? No wonder his level's so high. The dragons are power leveling him. That's some crazy grinding speed." And from a few steps away, another voice added bitterly, "I'm so jealous. If I had that kind of treatment, I'd be level 30 by now too." One more player leaned in, sounding bewildered. How can Xiao already be interacting with such high-level creatures? Elsewhere, far from the city, deep in the mist-shrouded mountains, a solemn wind whispered through an ancient, crumbling dragon cemetery. Towering stones, each etched with runes of old, circled a glowing platform at the center. There, the captured protagonist now stood, placed at the heart of a glowing summoning circle. Before him, the two dragons loomed like gods, silent and unreadable. The mountains held their breath. Something was about to begin. The protagonist looked at the two dragons in front of him, his brows furrowing as unease crept in. "Why do these two dragons look so familiar?" he asked aloud. From the side, the red frog tilted his head with a smirk. "Duh, did you forget the good deeds you've done?" he said, clearly enjoying himself. "I told you not to mess with dragons." A bead of sweat slid down the protagonist's face. He turned to the dragons again, eyes widening as memories hit him like a brick. "We're done for," he thought. "One had its eggs stolen by me, and the other had its home looted. Things aren't looking good." Just then, the black dragon stepped forward, towering and calm, his deep voice resonating through the chamber. "Mortal," he said, "are you not afraid?" The protagonist straightened his back, forcing a false sense of courage into his voice. "Kill me or flay me. Do as you wish." But inside, panic churned in his chest. Afraid? Who wouldn't be afraid? Anyone who says otherwise is a fool, he thought bitterly. The red dragon moved next, stepping closer with a gentler expression. His voice, though powerful, was less threatening. "Mortal, you need not fear," he said. "The dragon egg you took is the last hope of our race. Bringing you here is to bestow upon you a great opportunity." The protagonist blinked in surprise, confused. "You mean, Little Gray?" At those words, the black dragon's eyes flared. "Little Gray? Outrageous," he roared. "How dare you give such a disgraceful name to a dragon?" The protagonist instinctively took a step back, startled. It's disgraceful? But Little Gray really likes the name, though." The red dragon turned toward his companion. "There's not much time," he said firmly. "Let's get down to business." The black dragon let out a breath, calming himself before giving a short nod. "All right." Both dragons began to ascend, their wings spreading wide as they lifted into the air above the temple chamber. The red dragon raised his voice first. "In the name of the dragon god." The black dragon followed with a deep, commanding tone. "In the name of the dragon god." Watching from below, the protagonist's eyes widened as he stared into the sky above them. Sweat slid down his face. What are you going to do to me?" he stammered. "I was just joking earlier. Just let me live. I'll do whatever you want." From below the altar, the red frog nervously chimed in, clearly trying to distance himself from the situation. "I don't even know him that well. The dragon egg theft really had nothing to do with me." Suddenly, one of the massive dragon statues lining the temple walls stirred. Its ancient eyes slowly began to glow, reacting to the dragon's combined aura. A deep hum filled the air as a pulse of power rippled through the temple. Something was awakening. The two dragons hovered above, their wings spread wide, their eyes locked on the altar below. Then, in perfect unison, they roared, "Bestowal of the blessing of the dragon clan." As their voices echoed through the ancient dragon temple, a brilliant yellow light shot down from the mouth of the dragon god statue overhead, piercing the air like a divine spear. It struck the protagonist directly, engulfing him in radiant energy. The dragons spoke again, their voices even louder. "Receive a part of the dragon god's power." In an instant, the protagonist's entire body was enveloped in a storm of pure dragon energy. His breath caught, his vision shook. Every inch of him screamed with intensity. Far away from the Dragon Temple, across the world, a new notification appeared before the eyes of every player logged in the game. Doomsday Forum. System in today's news. Xiao Nation continues to dominate, occupying the top 100 of the level rankings. Storm brews again. The second spot on the leaderboard has changed. Jihai Yeshing's show-stopping assassin skills skyrocketed them to level 14, replacing Mingwe Ruyue and widening the gap. God on the decline, Knight Xiao remains at the top, but hasn't leveled up in 3 days. Has the new god fallen? Shocking development. Since being taken by dragons, Knight Xiao has reached level 30 from hidden story progression. What is this? In the middle of a crowded city square, Players stared at their system messages wide-eyed. Does anyone know what's going on? Someone asked aloud. What really happened to Night God? No idea, another replied. That guy's always elusive, like a dragon. Someone else muttered thoughtfully, but judging from his usual pace. Something unexpected probably happened. From within a nearby group, one voice broke the tension with a half-joke, half-curiosity. Damn, getting taken by a dragon. Is this some sort of extreme plot? Do dragons swing that way? Two more players joined the chatter. TSK, you think Night God made some kind of shady deal, and now it's time to pay the price by offering up his ass? One laughed, the other grinned. Haha, must have used some trick to steal the top spot. Now that he's been exposed, he's getting punished. A pair of players standing off to the side were also deep in conversation. I'm telling you, one said, my buddy knows some inside info. Night Zhao's done for. He's not coming back in 3 days. Not even 30. Your buddy knows inside info? The other raised a brow. Who's your buddy? Even top players like Liu Ruyan said they don't know anything. Where's your buddy getting this from? Meanwhile, far from the buzz of world chat and speculation, the protagonist lay flat on the cold ground, alone, silent. The lingering hum of the dragon god's power still faint in the air. Two glowing notifications hovered in front of him. I can't explain it to someone like you. You are too small-minded. Ever heard of hidden experts among commoners? Those top-tier players? Nothing but crap. Look at the gap. Then came another ding. Congratulations, you've received the blessing of the dragon god. Become stronger. The protagonist groaned and clutched his head. Ugh, my head hurts. As the golden glow from the dragon god's blessing faded, silence returned to the ancient mountaintop. The wind rustled through the grass, carrying with it the scent of something old and powerful. The protagonist, the red frog clinging to his shoulder, and Little Gray, the small dragon he once borrowed, all stood still, gazing at the distant mountain range cloaked in mist. Wiping sweat from his brow, the protagonist took a shaky breath. Where is this place? He asked, eyes scanning the unfamiliar terrain. This looks like a level 40 area. The red frog gave a small sigh. Those 2 dragons are gone. Before the protagonist could reply, a sudden wave of system notifications burst into view in front of him, crowding his vision. Class, God of Fortune, innate talent. Endless Fortune, LV1 innate talent. Stingy beyond compare, LV1 innate talent. Great Fortune, LV1 innate talent. Unmatched Charm, LV1 innate talent. Power of the God of Fortune, LV1. Staring at the flashy new titles, the protagonist muttered as he tapped through the panels. The dragon god's blessing. After all that trouble, I don't feel much of a change in my attributes. He narrowed his eyes. Maybe it's in the skills? Doesn't seem like much change either. But then, something on the screen caught his eye. Wait a sec, he shouted. Looks like I got a new skill. Money Shield? Skill. Money Shield, 100 gold coins can be converted to 1 shield point. Current balance, 1.81 billion gold coins. The protagonist's jaw dropped. Holy crap, is this skill for real? At that exact moment, the red frog leapt into the air and landed on his shoulder, peeking over at the panel with an unimpressed look. Meanwhile, the protagonist grinned wide, eyes sparkling. And no cooldown. This is insane, he cried, nearly shaking from excitement. The red frog rolled his eyes. Talk about dumb luck. Little Gray flew slowly in circles above their heads, curiously glancing at the panel, but clearly not understanding a single thing. Still scanning the interface, the protagonist blinked in realization. Huh, since the God of Fortune class got new talent skills. Then what about Beast God Controller? Once again, new notifications cascaded down before him. Class, Beast God Controller innate talent. Divine Power LV1 innate talent. Source of Magic LV1 innate talent. Divine Beast Set LV1 innate talent. Beast God Aura LV1 innate talent. Command of the Beast God LV1 innate talent. Infinite Beast Mastery LV1 as the Beast God Controller. You have grasped the true essence of beast taming. There is no limit to your number of beasts. The protagonist's eyes widened in disbelief. Holy, infinite beast taming? No limit on the number of beasts. He slowly lifted a hand, staring at it, feeling the pulse of new power flowing through his veins. A grin crept across his face, full of confidence and awe. Even royal beastmasters only get 3 core pets, he muttered. And this punk has no limits. The red frog, still on his shoulder, let out a long, defeated sigh. Damn, the protagonist glanced at him, still smiling like a man who just hit the jackpot. Is all this real? He whispered. Am I dreaming? Kneeling on the grassy hilltop, the protagonist pressed his palms together, his voice full of reverence and barely restrained excitement. Almighty dragon gods, he began, bowing deeply. From now on, this little brother is following your lead. I'll burn incense for you, for the elder dragon gods, and thank your ancestors and sisters for 8 generations. He trembled with joy, grinning from ear to ear. This is just too awesome. Time passed. Now standing at the massive gates of the level 30 trial hall, the atmosphere shifted to something more serious. A towering stone fortress loomed ahead, glowing with ancient energy. 2 armored guards flanked the entrance, their eyes sharp, until one of them caught sight of who approached. He straightened his posture, surprised. So it's Lord Knight Xiao, the guard said, giving a respectful nod. Would you like to take on the abyssal level trial? The protagonist answered calmly, a confident smile on his face. Yes. The guard gave a formal bow. Please wait a moment. A low rumble echoed from within the stone walls. Moments later, the colossal doors began to grind open, revealing a dark corridor beyond, shimmering with a faint, ominous glow. The level 30 trial had begun to awaken.